now. No one coming forward. We'll move on to C1, Mayor.
Yes, the City Council created a tax increment reinvestment zone number 8 on May 2nd, 2022. At that time, a preliminary plan was approved. The developer has since submitted final engineering plans, and our engineering department has approved those plans. And a final project and financing plan was prepared using these. The public portion of the improvements is estimated about $35 million, with another $22 million and other costs related to the development. The plan includes about 760 single-family homes with areas for green space, lakes, parks, and an amenity center. The city will contribute 50% of the maintenance and operations rate, of our maintenance and operations rate, and the county will contribute 50% of their tax rate that is allocated to the general fund. At the same time, the tax increment reinvestment zone number 9 was also created. That's part of the same development we call Heritage Ranch. It's the commercial portion. It's the zone that'll be on the left side between 1417 and Plainview. This is the residential portion between Plainview and Travis Street. Commissioner Jeff Whitmire is here representing the county also as part of the board.
Thank you. That being said, do any members have questions or motions?
Is this approval for both zones 8 and 9?
This is just for number 8. I was just referencing zone 9 to let you know that final plan will be submitted to you when we get the final engineer plans.
I'll make a motion to approve tax increment reinvestment zone number 8.
Have a motion?
Second.
And second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the ayes have it. That being said, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, and here, Mr. Mayor, back.
All right, thank you.
I'm gonna get out of here now. Thank you.
All right. Y'all have a wonderful week. All right, we'll call the city council meeting to call it to order. We do have a quorum. We'll declare the meeting open. We do have Pack 7 Cub Scouts in attendance. Brian, you want to bring your pack up and assist us with the pledge, and after the pledge, Henry, you'll lead us in that invocation. Everyone will stand with the Cub Scouts. Brian, you'll lead us when you're ready.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for all the city workers, first responders, leaders, and citizens at every level in our city. Give them grace to bring truth, justice, and stability to our community. Give them the power to do what is right and to rule in fairness. We ask this in your name. Amen.
All right, thank you, Henry. Thank you, Cub Scouts, for your help this evening with the pledge, and good luck with your camping in Ackerman this weekend. Sounds like a lot of fun. All right, council, we have a set of minutes for the regular city council meeting of October 3rd. Please do have a chance to review those minutes. Move to approve.
Second.
Motion, couple seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Order now to citizen comments. Is anyone here to address the council about anything on the agenda this evening? Not, we'll move on to the consent agenda. These items are considered to be routine and will be enacted on a motion without discussion unless a council member or citizen requests a specific item to be discussed and voted on separately. Our consent agenda tonight includes items E4, E5, E10, E11, E12, E13, E14, E15, E16, E17, and G2. Would anybody like these broken apart for any reason?
Mr. Mayor, make a motion to approve consent.
Second. Okay, motion is second on consent. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. All right, the next consent agenda is a little bit different. These items are considered to be routine and will be enacted on motion subject to the staff review letter without discussion unless a council member or a citizen requests a specific item to be discussed and voted on separately. These items include G3, G4, G5, G6, G7, G8, G9, G10, and G11. Anybody like these broken apart?
Make a motion to approve the double asterisk consent agenda, subject to the staff review letter.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, council. All right, at this time, we'll open public hearing. And first item D1, to hold public hearing to consider the adoption of the 2022 Sherman comprehensive plan. Rob?
Good evening, council, mayor, council. Very excited about this presentation today. It's been a long going for this project. We originally kicked off the 2022 comprehensive plan for the city of Sherman back in February of this year, and we are on schedule. And this chart has not changed since that date, so we're hitting that October city council approval time. We had a lot of community engagement for this project. We had a number of meetings with stakeholders. We have a comprehensive plan advisory committee that met 4 times to give both our consultant and staff advice on how to proceed with this project. Our consultant also met with everybody on the council individually in individual interviews. We had a public open house at the municipal ballroom in March, and we also had a public survey which we received over 1,600 responses on the survey in April and May of this year. In August of this year, we had our last meeting with the committee, and we received only 2 comments from committee members. They didn't technically recommend approval. We didn't have a vote for it, but we did receive 2 comments from different committee members on things that they would like to see in it, which is in your agenda item. And the public review of the comprehensive plan has been on our website since the beginning of September. The comprehensive plan is broken up into 5 major sections. These are the first: vision and goals, community context, community engagement, guiding the future, and implementation. I'll go through each one of those very briefly. The vision is really important as part of this plan. One of the things that's unique about the comprehensive plan this time around, which is typically updated around every 10 years, is that we have unprecedented growth right now in the city of Sherman. And the need to plan for that is very important. We also received feedback that as we do grow and develop more in the city, that people wanted to maintain a small town feel that we have in Sherman currently, and didn't want to see that go away with future development. So that's part of things that are in this vision. There are 4 major goals that we're focused on for the comprehensive plan: housing and neighborhoods, land use and design, mobility, and livability. And each of these goals were broken up into unique sections in the comprehensive plan. The first was housing and neighborhoods. This is a page snippet from the comprehensive plan to show you what it looks like. The focus really is on that at the top, where it says Sherman builds long-term neighborhood integrity with a balanced, diverse mix of housing that supports the preservation and creation of quality, affordable housing. We all know affordable housing is becoming less affordable these days. That's one of the primary goals of this plan, is to figure out strategies to address that. Goal 2 is land use and design. This includes our future land use map. This map will be an important tool for planning, zoning, and council to use as development projects come online for voting, and whether those are the future development is consistent with this plan. The future land use plan consists of a number of different land use categories, future land use categories, such as these 4 here. And in the comprehensive plan, it's broken out into more specifics about what the intent and character of each of those districts is, what the appropriate land use types would be located in each of those future land use types, and what the compatible zoning districts would be. Just for context, in tomorrow night's planning and zoning meeting, this would be an example future land use map that would be presented to both P&Z and council to show what that future land use would be for a proposed development. The third goal is mobility, and in this plan, in this chapter, we updated the thoroughfare plan. We started with the county's thoroughfare plan and built off of what they have already established and what we've worked with on them. The county's plan does not include collectors in it, so part of the effort is including a whole different type of roadway classification, which is known as collectors. And then the last goal is livability. The majority of the focus on the livability section was, we spent a lot of time talking about the downtown and how that's a real key part of livability in the city of Sherman. A few other strategies that are important to point out is the first one, which is strategy 4.1, is talking about partnerships with our local ISDs. And then other ones are providing park and recreational amenities, which is 4.6, and working with our Parks Department on creating more amenities in the city of Sherman. And then the last section is section 5, is our implementation action table. It consists of about 20 pages of tables kind of like this that show what are specific strategies and who is responsible for implementing them. And on my last slide, this is where we're at. The Comprehensive Plan Advisory Committee reviewed the draft, provided comments. The plan was posted online. P&Z approved recommending the comprehensive plan to council at our last meeting. And we had a city council workshop on September 22nd, which you all were briefed on. And we're here today, October 17th, for the public hearing and adoption. Be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you, Ron. Since this was a presentation, we will vote when we close public hearing. So, is there anyone here to address this item this evening before we move on? Okay. Next item, D2, adoption of 2023 Trails Master Plan.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. You'll recognize a lot of these slides that we just noticed in the comp plan. Fortunately, we were able to work as a team to complete the comp plan and the trail master plan at the same time, using the same committee and the same deadline. So,
Teresa, go ahead and use the mouse and keyboard with arrows. Go ahead.
So you recognize the same time frame that we had. We did kick off in February, like you said, and then we are still on time in October. So we're really excited about that. Community engagement was done simultaneously as a comp plan. But the trail plan was a little bit more focused than, say, the comp plan. It composed of 4 different sections. The first section being vision and guiding principles, trail design, trails network, and then actual implementation of the plan. So the 4 guiding principles reflect the vision to develop a high-quality trail system. The 4 words that kept coming up in our community engagement were connected, natural, safe, and intentional design. Connected meaning creating an interconnected network of trails. Natural, considering the environment and having trails that go through a scenic environment so that people can enjoy nature. Safe, which of course we'd like that, and then intentional design so that all trails will be accessible. The plan does come up with a map that has some proposed trails listed on it. We hope to connect throughout all different areas of the town, and these are just guidelines. Nothing is actually set in stone. One thing that the plan did come up with was the level of service is 1 mile for 2,304 people. And currently, Sherman has 13.8 miles of trails, which that would mean we were 19 miles short from the standard. Not that we should only go by the standard, but that is one milestone. So for each trail that they identify, they have a description of the trail, approximate length of the trail, key destinations and connections that the trail would make, any issues that would be a problem when constructing the trail, opportunities, as well as some planning level cost estimates. As Rob said, we have the same adoption schedule. We did take the Trails Master Plan to the Parks and Recreation Board on October 6th, and they did recommend approval unanimously. Are there any questions?
Teresa, can I ask one quick question, because I don't remember? When you said we're 19 miles short in trails, is that according to the old population numbers, or is that?
That is existing, yes.
Okay, it's the new 43,
Let me see what they have.
I'm just asking.
It's the 2020 census.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you.
All right, is there anyone here to address the Trails Master Plan this evening? Thomas, Linda, will you read D3 for us, please?
Ordinance 6529, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman accepting and approving the project plan and the financing plan for the Sherman Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone Number 8, providing for findings of fact.
Thank you, Mary.
Yes, this is the council approval for the tax increment reinvestment zone number 8 plan that was approved by the board prior to this meeting.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone here to address this item this evening? Okay. All right. Items D4, D5, and D6 have been requested by the applicant.
I would move to table those 3 items. All right.
Who was the second, please?
There's
No second yet.
We're gonna wait.
We're gonna, yeah.
We're gonna do it the way we're supposed to.
He wants to table it outside. All right, Linda, if you read D7 for us.
Ordinance 6533, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman amending Ordinance 6269 in Section 8, subsection 5A, Ordinance number 2280, so as to grant an amendment to a specific use permit to allow a cigar lounge in a C1 retail business district located at 222 and 224 West Houston Street, being part of Lot 10, Lot 4, OTP Sherman, and also being part of Lot 7, Block X, Allen SB Edition.
Thank you, Linda. Rob?
Yeah, Mayor, Council, this item is for an SUP for a cigar lounge in the C1 district. P&Z voted to recommend approval 6-0. We've added the additional condition in the ordinance to limit it to the applicant of Hal Hinton.
Thank you, Rob. Is there anyone here to address this item this evening? Linda, will you read D8 and D9 together, please?
Ordinance 6534, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman amending Section 12, Ordinance number 2280, so as to include certain property within the C2 General Commercial District located at 4312 Texoma Parkway, being 12.125 acres of the W.F. Patterson Survey, Abstract 969, and being all lots 1R and 2R in the replat of Sydney Heights Edition, and Lot 1 replat of part of Block 4 of the replat of Midway Mall. Ordinance 6535, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman amending Section 8, subsection 5A, Ordinance number 2280, so as to grant a specific use permit to allow a mini warehouse in a C2 General Commercial District located at 5312 Texoma Parkway, being 12.125 acres of the W.F. Patterson Survey, Abstract 969, and being all of lots 1R and 2R in the replat of Sydney Heights Edition, and Lot 1 replat of part of Block 4 of the replat of Midway Mall.
Thank you. Linda, Rob?
Yeah, Mayor Council, item D8 is for a zone change from M1 to C2. And D9 is for a specific use permit to allow for a mini warehouse in a C2 district. Planning and zoning heard these items at the September meeting and approved them 6-0.
Thank you, Rob. Is there anyone here to address these items this evening? Linda, you'll read D10 for us, please.
Ordinance 6536, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman, amending Section 8, subsection 5A, ordinance number 2280, so as to grant a specific use permit to allow a cigar and whiskey lounge in the C1 Retail Business District, located at 120 South Crockett Street, being 3,801 square feet and being part of lots 5 and 6, Block 4 of the original town plat.
Thank you, Linda. Rob?
This is Mayor Council. This is another SUP to allow a cigar and whiskey lounge in our downtown in our C1 district. Planning and zoning voted to approve 6-0, and it's limited to the applicant Michael Smith.
Thank you, Rob. Is there anyone here to address this item this evening? Yes, sir. If you'll give your name and address for the record.
Michael Smith, 1018 East Second 902, South Texas.
Good evening, Mr. Smith. You here to answer questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll get with you. Okay, as soon as we close public hearing, we'll get with you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for coming, Mr. Smith. Anyone else this evening? If you'll read D11, please.
Ordinance 6537, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman, amending Section 8, subsection 5A, ordinance number 2280, so as to grant a specific use permit to allow a commercial amusement center in an M1 light manufacturing district, located at 1950 North Grand Avenue, being 5.73 acres of the J.B. McInerney Survey, abstract number 763.
Okay, Rob?
Yeah, Mayor Council, this is an item for a specific use permit for a commercial amusement center in an M1 district. This is located at Jamestown Plaza. The applicant would like to put in an arcade for gaming. The planning and zoning heard this item in the September meeting and voted 6-0 to approve.
Very good. Is there anyone here to address this item this evening? Linda, will you read D12 for us, please?
Ordinance 6538, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman, amending Section 12, ordinance number 2280, so as to include certain property within the R2 multifamily residential district, located at 8100 South Highway 75, being Lot 2R of the replat of Lots 1 and 2, Davidson Edition, consisting of 5.913 acres.
Right.
This item is for a zone change from a C1 retail business district to an R2 multifamily district. The applicant is proposing to construct 10 duplex units. There currently isn't sewer serving the site, so that they would be limited currently on how much they can do in a septic system. Planning and zoning heard this item in September and voted 6-0 to approve.
Thank you, Robert. Is there anyone here to address this item this evening? Yes.
Yes, sir. Dustin Tucker, 2013 South Blair Street, Tennessee.
Mr. Tucker, you here to answer questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else this evening? All right. Then if you read D13 first, please.
Ordinance 6539, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman, amending Section 8, subsection 5A, ordinance number 2280, so as to grant a specific use permit to allow a vape shop in a C2 general commercial district, located at 2700 Texoma Parkway, Suite B, being 0.982 acres in the Reuben Hendricks Survey, abstract number 504.
Thank you. Rob?
This item is for a SUP for a vape shop in a C2 district at 2700 Texoma Parkway. Planning and zoning recommended approval 6-0, and with it, the condition limited to the applicant Kevin Talbert.
Thank you, Rob. Is there anyone here to address this item this evening? If not, we'll close public hearing and consider the adoption of these ordinances. Council?
Just to clean things up, I would move that we table 6530, 6531, and 6532.
Second.
Motion second.
If I may, council, I would also ask that you continue the public hearings on those items when they come back up. Second public hearing, if you will.
Does that mean you put it in the motion? So move to table these items and open it back up to a public hearing.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Those items are tabled. Thank you, council. Questions, comments, discussion on the other items?
I'd like to take D3 separately, if you don't mind. That's the TERS. Sure. No, I'm just gonna abstain from the vote.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, I move to approve 6529.
Second. Motion is second. One abstention, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, with no further questions, I would move to approve 6533, 6534, 6535, 6536, 6537, 6538, and 6539 as written.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, council. All right, here is D1. Approving and adopting the 2022 Sherman Comprehensive Plan for the city of Sherman, Texas.
Yeah, and if anybody has any questions or comments.
I'll make a motion that we adopt D1.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, council. All right, we're here to D2. Adopting the 2022 Trails Master Plan for the city of Sherman, Texas.
I'll make a motion that we approve 6966.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, Linda, if you were to read for us, please.
Resolution 6967, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sherman authorizing execution of an agreement with Data Downtown doing business as RP Sherman Properties 2 LLC under the City of Sherman's Central Business District Historic Building Restoration and Improvement Grant Program for improvements to 213 North Travis Street.
Okay, thank you, Linda. Good evening, Nate.
Thank you so much for having us this evening. This is another grant application for our downtown building program. Downtown is here representing the project. I'll turn it over to him in just a second. This is for the modern building, which is not modern at all anymore, which is why we're investing money in this. And I did just also want to say, as a general comment, that next month we'll be bringing back a revamped grant program that will propose several changes. So this very well might be the last grant that we do under the old program, assuming those changes are on our old council.
You want to replace the SCBDHERIG program?
Yeah, we're gonna add a few more letters.
Great.
Yeah.
Good evening, Mayor and Council, thank you for your time. We're excited about this project. This is one of our updated downtown, from 1612 West Washington. So this project is on Travis Street, across the street from the Chase Bank drive-through. It used to be Sherman Savings and Loan or something back before my time here. And it's a 3-story structure. Our particular grant application is limited to a piece of our phase 1 on this building that will be fully renovating the downstairs space for a tenant. We have a lease signed and some progress on the exterior elevation and facade, and more of that to come later. But in this particular phase, we're asking for your for the grant money on the initial money that we're spending in phase 1. Have any questions?
For the overall front facade, what changes do you make?
Well, so the existing glass on the second and third floor is being pushed back 8 feet to provide some balcony space for future use. This particular phase 1 is mostly related to the elevation on the first floor. So there's a tenant moving in there, a barber school is moving downtown Sherman. They're supposed to be in 6 to 8 weeks if we can make that deadline. and they'll start their first class January 1st. They'll have about 60 students per year in downtown Sherman, all day long. And in the afternoons, they teach in the mornings, and afternoons they have free haircuts. So,
That'd be great use for the building.
yeah,
You'll see it being used.
it's been vacant a while, so we're glad to see
It's good to see it used.
Well, and I'd just like to say, David, we appreciate you and your reinvestment in downtown consistently. Your projects go fast and they always look incredible when they're done, so
thank you for that.
Yep.
Try hard. It's a little hard to stay on top of sometimes down there, but
Yeah.
we're working in that direction. Thank you for your support. John.
I move to approve 69.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, David.
Downtown.
All right. E6, what did you read there for us, please?
Resolution 6970, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sherman authorizing execution of a professional services agreement with Wade Trim Incorporated for design of miscellaneous water line improvements 2022.
Tom, there you are, Tom.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, thank you for this time to present this. So we have 4 locations shown on the map that were identified by our utilities department as being basically our worst areas that we need to improve on. With council approval, we will move to hire Wade Trim engineers. And they should be done in time for CIP next year. So these projects all on next year, but they're all water lines. So any questions?
Are we hiring an outside firm because you're just slammed? You can't get to it basically?
Oh, yeah.
Or is it beyond what y'all are used to doing?
Yeah, they gave me, our goal was these are just water projects. We also have some wastewater projects. And so, yeah, there's a lot of work going on. This will amount to probably a little over $1 million when we get to 3,400 linear feet of pipe. So it'll be quite a bit.
Move to approve.
Second. Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, John. All right, Linda, you read E7, please.
Resolution 6971, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sherman authorizing execution of a professional services agreement with Shield Engineering Group, PLLC, for the Sherman Street improvement from Montgomery Street to East Street.
Thank you, Linda. Wayne, good evening.
Evening, Mayor, Council. So this is another professional services agreement. This is with Shield Engineering Group to design paving improvements and drainage improvements. May also involve some water and sewer upgrades for Sherman Street in between Montgomery and East Street. This is on the far south end of town. We have a brand new development, 3 Oaks, that is under construction out there. They've already put in all the infrastructure for 60 lots. D.R. Horton is out there building on those 60 lots right now. We have phase 2 of 3 Oaks coming in. There'll be a small phase 3 for a total of over 150 lots down in this part of town. Sherman Street's a narrow 20-foot wide asphalt bar ditch road. With additional traffic that'll be generated with this subdivision, as well as the developer looking at dedicating a large area of parkland on the north side of Post Oak Creek for a future park. We're proposing to improve this street to our standard 31-foot residential roadway with sidewalks, underground drainage. Engineering costs about $160,000 for this stretch of road. Hopefully have plans done in the next 6 or 9 months.
Thank you, man. Council, questions about this engineering agreement?
Wayne, this road, will this also serve Shark Tooth Park? When that's complete one of these days?
It'll be part of the network to get there.
Not move to approve.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Linda, if you read E8 for us, please.
Resolution 6972, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sherman approving the Greater Tucson Utility Authority's intention to contract with H2O Innovation USA Incorporated for the Sherman Water Treatment Plant Expansion Package 1, membrane system expansion project, and the rejection of bid items 2, 3, and 4 for budget limitation and non-responsive bids.
Thank you, Tom?
Good evening again. So the purpose for this is to get council recommendation for award. This was going to be concurrent with G2A award, concurrence. But their board was unfortunately, they didn't have a quorum today, but they will next week. And so this will be concurrence with their recommendation. It will be recommending to award the ultrafiltration, the reverse osmosis, and a end suction pump. And then we will be rejecting bids 2, 3, and 4, which are another 2 types of pumps and some electrical equipment. They were either over budget or the bidders placed constraints that was not in the bid schedule. And then we will move forward as quickly as possible with getting these. These are all part of the pre-procurement package to try to get our water treatment plant happening as fast as possible for the 5 MGD expansion.
If there's no questions, I move to approve. Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. All right, Linda, if you'll read E9 for us, please.
Resolution 6973, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sherman authorizing the purchase of a 28 by 60 new modular building for the water treatment plant from Palomar Modular Buildings.
Thank you.
On top of all the projects that engineering is working on that involve the water treatment plant, we've got in our budget to hire some additional water quality specialists along with other staff. In an expanding plant, you tend to use up the space for other things like electrical closets and server rooms and different things. So they're out of space, and they've got budget to hire more people. And so this was the best solution for the next, I say temporary fix. If you're opposite out of it, it may feel like more of a permanent fix. But the next 2 or 3 years, this is going to be office space for some of our specialists until we look at the expansion again of our water treatment plant to that 30 million gallon facility. That facility will include some additional office space for the area.
Move to approve.
Okay.
I have one.
Second.
Go ahead.
Just wait, I just wanted to know, you said that this would be used for 2 to 3 years. What are we gonna use it for afterwards? I know the pat answer is storage, but I mean, is it
Well, I think if there's not another location, another area in the city that needs it, we would probably look at auctioning off to get our money back, as much money back from it as possible.
okay?
But we're buying it new, directly from the manufacturer, so they should have some useful life after.
I like the idea if we're not gonna really use it to auction it off, so. Motion?
Second.
And a second?
Thanks. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, thank you. All right, move down to item F1, the change order number 2, Northwest Sewer Enforcement Project, then Vessels Construction LLC, $41,398.85 increase.
Good evening, council again. My 3 strikes. So this project is a change order and they increase for land vessels, but it is involving new scope work. So we're adding a lot of stuff. There are 3 items that we're including that were either missed or they were just discovered that we need to do. So this project is in the Preston Hills, Preston Club area. And there were a lot of stuff out there that nobody really knew what was there, to be honest. Our engineer worked a long time trying to put together the best set they could, but there were a few things that were found. We had 2 manholes that we have to tie in that picks up a separate street that literally flowed across property lines. We didn't want those big lines that just tie into the main. They need to tie in a manhole. where our crews can do work. So that's the bulk of what we're changing to the existing contract. There were two other items that we thought would be good to add into this project and needed to be done because the contractor's out there. So one is, there was an old pump station that belonged to Last Water, and we were tasked by the TCQ to abandon that. And our city staff has done a tremendous job on getting rid of it, both the Parks and Rec, the water plant folks, and the building guys, the demo. But there's some concrete out there that's just too big, we can't get rid of them. And vessels can. And so we asked them to give us a price. The other one was the old pump station in High Country. And there's a large ground storage tank up there, and there's a large hydromatic tank. And we can't get rid of those either. They're a little bit too big for our capacities. And so I asked them to give us a price on that too. And so those additional prices are noted on that change order. We had one deduct, some things that actually went down, but this was the net of it. On our future projects, we do have contingency allowances, and so that we hope to mitigate any kind of change orders. So with approval, we'll proceed with letting the contractor go on this so he can finish it up.
I think that's the kind of change orders we like. Where you can actually explain, this is something that we didn't anticipate and something we need to do. Because then it doesn't really bother us here, I don't think, at least me, that you get a change order like this. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make a motion that we approve change order.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, don't go anywhere, Tom.
All right, next item, Tom will say, informing the city of Sherman City Council of advertising for bids for construction activities to increase the treatment capacity of water treatment plant for future water.
Thank you. So what this is, a minute ago I talked about we opened this on the materials. This is getting permission, letting you know that we would like to move forward with the actual advertising for the contractor to put them in. Estimated construction cost is probably going to run a little over $10 million. That's what it's going to cost to put in 5 more million gallons per day. It will have pumps. It will put in this new equipment, and we're trying to move as fast as possible. So we would like to get council and GTUA blessing on it as well as soon as possible.
So you need,
There's no action.
motion and vote on this.
There's no action.
No, this was just to inform you guys.
Okay,
That's why I wasn't board on it.
okay, council, any questions? We're good moving forward, thank you. Thank you.
That building will be full, so.
Thank you. All right, here to the point, remove or consider qualifications for boards and commission for the American Council.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we appoint Mr. Hudson, Mr. Workman, and Mr. Sanderson to the airport authority board.
Second. Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, thank you, council. All right, here are the council comments. Councilman here. Oh. Happy birthday, it was Henry's birthday this weekend, so happy birthday.
None from you, Mr.
No comment. No comment.
No comment. I'd just like to say thank you to Rob and team for their work on the comprehensive plan, as well as Teresa and her team on the Trails Master Plan. I look forward to, as a newer city council member, really keeping this on the front burner, making sure we stick to it. So thank you for all the work.
All right, just a few announcements. Sherman Main Street will host the annual Trick or Treat on Tracks on Thursday, October 27th at 6 p.m. It's a great chance to get the Halloween weekend started. We'll have a record number of booths this year as well. And then the Sherman Police Department will host Fright Fest on October 28th. They'll have representatives from local businesses and nonprofits. Always a great time for the whole family, so y'all make note of that. And finally tonight, I hope you'll join us at Township Class Sampson Hall on November 4th for coffee with the mayor. This will be the last copy of Touch a Class Antique Mall, so please come help us fill that wonderful space one last time before it moves to new ownership. All right, council, any other business tonight?
Make a motion to adjourn.
All right, motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you. Thank you for coming.